friends, Kim from StampingImperfection.com. Thank you for joining me. I'm creating a video because I'm guest designing on STAMPlorations for their Throwback Thursday featured. And part of Throwback Thursday is to select a card that another designer made. In this case, I'm selecting this card that Tina Nelson made. She is the queen of clean and simple cards. Like, she just is the master at that. And I love looking at her cards and learning from them. So I am using her card that she created for a CAS or Clean and Simple challenge as my inspiration. So my job is to make 3 different variations of this. So I really love the big floral that she used. That's a digital stamp at STAMPlorations. And by the way, while I'm doing my guest designing at STAMPlorations through March, if you use the code STAMPGIRLKIMBERLY when you make your purchases, you can save 20%, and you can use that more than one time. So I'll put that link below, but it's just STAMPGIRLKIMBERLY, all one word. So what I want to do is I want to create floral elements for my cards. So I'm going to make 3 different cards, and I'm going to make 3 different backgrounds, and my goal is going to be to preserve white space while making a background. So I'm going to use this Bloomfully Kindness stamp set. I love this. I have used this entire stamp set multiple times because you can make so many different sentiments from this. Like, they're all different permutations of, choose kindness, spread kindness, kindness is a gift, and so forth. I love this stamp set, and I love coloring florals. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stamp 3 of these florals on watercolor paper, and then I'm going to color them in with my Caron brush markers. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the Catherine Pooler Midnight ink, and then I will heat set it to dry it to make sure it's completely dry before I start coloring. Now you'll notice that the floral that Tina used is large and goes off the paper. I love that look. My floral is not quite that big, but I'm going to make it work. So I've done my stamping, and I'm not going to show you all of the coloring of this, but I basically cut these down to 3.5 by 3.5, and I'll trim them down some more when I'm all done. So I'm going to go ahead and color these in, and I've pulled out my Caron Brush Marker Pros, and I've pulled out 2 different greens, 2 different browns, 3 yellows, and I'm just going to pull out 3 of these reds or 2 reds and a pink, and I'm going to color this whole image in. And my favorite way to use these Caron brush markers is to take, and you can see the little scrap is my sample. I just take this is a number 4 round brush, and I just add water to the image. I like to do a wet on wet technique, so I just add the water to the petals, and then I just take my brush marker and I just drop color in, and then the water spreads it around. And I'll use my brush sometimes to pull it out if I want to, or I'll let it dry and then I'll put a second shade of that yellow in, so I get some variation in the different petals. And here you can see me pulling out the color. So I just continue in this manner, and I'll let those petals dry and go on to the next flower, and then I'll come back to that one, and I just continue doing that until I have all of my florals colored. So the next thing that I want to do is I've decided that I want to actually fussy cut one of those images out, and I'm actually going to use my brother's scan and cut. So I'm going to throw one of those onto my brother's scan and cut to cut it out, and then the other 2 I'm going to gold emboss the edge of the square. So I'm going to cut them down and gold emboss them. So I just ran the edges into a Versamark pad, then in gold embossing powder all around the 4 edges of the squares, and heat set it, and I've got this really pretty gold embossed edge, and it looks like Tina has done that on her card. So my first background, because I'm trying to preserve the clean and simple look, I wanted a white background, and I'm using this circles all over cover plate. It's a STAMPlorations cover die from STAMPlorations, and it is my favorite ever cover die because it's very subtle. It's actually hard to even see in the pictures, but in person it's beautiful. So I just covered the back of that with foam and mounted it to my card base. I covered the back of my floral piece in foam, and I'm mounting that on top of that cover plate piece I just did. And you'll notice that my cover plate piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. My card is 4.5 by 11, and I scored and folded it at 5.5. And that little square ended up being about 3 inches square. So I'm just going to take, I stamped out Spread Kindness on some white cardstock, and I just stamped that in black, and I'm just going to use my glue if I can ever get it open, and I'm just going to glue that kindness down. So I'm kind of wishing that I had stamped that first on that white paper and then sent it through with my cover die. And I'm just creating a little sentiment strip with the word spread and popping it up on some foam, and I'm going to put that on the watercolored image that I created. And you can see I added some light blue around the edge of that, and that completes my card. So I've preserved the clean and simple look of that card, and I'll pull all of my cards back out at the end so you can get a better look at them. So I've got this piece, and I've got two different ideas in my head. I've been experimenting with a couple different techniques. This is a fun, quick one. This is a really quick way to give yourself a little bit of a background without overwhelming and using up all the white space. And my thought was that I would use that fussy cut image, but I just took the fossilized amber distress oxide and swiped it across the card a couple times. And I made it wide enough so that the image doesn't cover all of that up. So now I'm just adding some water to some of that distress oxide and splattering it onto my card. And now I'm going to put that aside to dry. So that's got to dry. And while that's dry, I'm going to create my third background. This one is fun. I've actually been playing with this for the last 2 days. And I'm not sure I've mastered it, but I really like the results with how I'm doing it. So I first tried using my Versamark ink on the back of this stencil. This is an STAMPlorations Bubbles stencil. It's called the Bubble stencil from STAMPlorations, and it's one of my favorite stencils. I just love it. It's perfect for mixed media. And when I transferred that to my paper, it didn't really come out very well. So I think probably re-inking my ink pad will help a lot there. So I'm going to try again. So I really swiped it across there, and I'll use a paper towel just to rub it so I don't like get it all over my hands. But I couldn't waste what was on my mat, so I put another piece of paper down on the Versamark on the mat, and I'm going to heat set that too. This is rose gold embossing powder, so I'm just picking that up, and I'm going to add some embossing powder to this one too, and you can see you get a very different look. Like you could put that stencil down on the paper and then swipe the Versamark across, which is essentially the effect that I got by transferring it from what was swiped on my mat. Now, the one on the left is light and airy. That's the one from the stencil itself. The one on the right has a lot more gold on it. That's the one from the mat. And that's what it would look like if you just swiped your Versamark across. So I was originally going to use the fussy cut one on the background that I swiped the ink on, but I really liked it better the other way. So I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of that square that I watercolored. And I'm also going to put some, this is craft foam from Doris, and one side of this is actually adhesive. The other side is actually plain, so you have to add your own adhesive to the back of that. So I just cut it down to fit those card panels, and I'm going to put one in the back of each of those background panels that I just made. So that's all set, and I can go ahead and put foam tape on the back of that watercolored image, and I can add this to my card. And one of the things I think Tenia does really well when she creates her cards. She often puts stuff at an angle. So she offsets, like, she uses pattern paper or something like that. She'll offset it. So I decided I feel really inspired by that because she did that on the card that I have been using as my inspiration. So I'm going to offset that also. And I was going to offset the kindness, but I didn't really love it. So I put that straight across the bottom. And I'm just using my stamp positioner and some Catherine Pooler ink here. And I'm just stamping this in black on the bottom of this card panel. And doesn't that come out beautifully the first time? Like, I love that Catherine Pooler ink. And I'm just going to now attach that to my card base. And again, the card base is 4.5 by 11 scored and folded at 5.5. This panel is 4 by 5.25, so I have 1/4 of an inch left, and gives me a little border of white around that. And I think that's part of keeping it clean and simple. And so now I'm just going to put this on, and I'm going to put it at that angle. And I like the way this came out. I feel like there's still a lot of white space on this card, so it's still fairly clean and simple, but I've added my own little background touches because I do love a background on a stamp or on a card. I just really love having a background. I feel like it grounds it, and I love clean and simple cards. I aspire to make them, but I really like techniques, so I find it hard not to do some kind of background technique. So I'm just cutting some of this Derice foam. These are little foam strips, and I'm going to pop up that little sentiment that says spread kindness. And I don't like it on the image, so I decided to put it right below the image. And there's that one compared to the original one. So that's just a little different twist. Now I'm going to take this other background I made, and again, that's going up on some of that foam with the adhesive on the back. And I have to trim a little bit of this off because I don't know if you saw this happen or if I cut that out. My black ink pad flipped over out of my hand on top, or the lid flipped over on top of that piece because I didn't move it out of the way. And I ended up trimming it down about 1/8 of an inch there. So it's not going to affect anything, but I did have to trim it off a little bit more because I had a little accident. So now it's not going to work for me to actually stamp this in black ink. So I'm actually going to heat set this. Now, this was a little bit of a learning experience because I realized this after I put the foam on, and it stamps perfectly fine with that foam. In fact, that foam works great under your papers to do your stamping. So I stamped that in Versamark, and I'm using some black embossing powder, and I'm just going to heat set this. But that foam had adhesive on the back, and when I heat set it, it loosened the adhesive on the foam, and it also stretched out the foam. The foam actually expanded a little bit, so I ended up trimming it off a little bit along the bottom and adding a little bit more glue to the edge of that. So I'm just fixing that. So the moral of the story is heat set your sentiment on first, then add the craft foam with the sticky adhesive on the back. So now I'm just going to add some liquid glue and put this on the card base, and I'll add some foam to the back of that that fussy cut flower. Actually, the Brothers Scan and Cut flower. Love that Brothers Scan and Cut. So I'm just holding it down because I'm using the Tombow, and it takes a minute or two to dry. The art glitter glue dries immediately, so if you put something down, you want to get it placed perfectly, or it won't stay. Actually, it will stay. You can't wiggle it around at all, so you want to be careful of that. So for projects like these, I started using the Tombow again. I love the Tombow. It's inexpensive, but I do like the art glitter glue for like sequins and things like that, because it dries matte and clear. So that's a good thing. So I'm just trimming down this little spread. So I've used the spread kindness on all of them. I could have mixed up my sentiments here a little bit. I was just being lazy because there really are a lot of combinations you can make with that little stamp set. It's got this one fabulous image, and then it's got a whole bunch of sentiments, so you can actually make a whole card set with different sentiments. So here's the original inspiration card, and there is the heat embossed technique with the stencil. There's the ink swiping, and then there's the one I used, the cover die. So you can see, of course, I've got everything piled over to the side there, so it all came sliding down. But you can see I used the same stamp set on all of them, but they all have a slightly different look. And I feel like those are 3 different twists on Tinia's Clean and Simple card. And the beauty is I've still got a lot of white space because I used white paper with my cover die, so that's a lot of white space. With the embossing technique I did with the stencil, it's very light and airy, so there's lots of white space. It doesn't overwhelm the background. And the same with the ink swiping. I actually did a good size, what I thought was a good size portion, but it didn't take up the whole back. So I still feel like I have pretty clean and simple cards here, and you can see the goodies that I used. So that completes my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you get notifications when I upload videos. Thank you for watching.